Right, yeah. Episode 34. We're with special guest Alex Stringer. How are we? You all good? Have you got any announcements at the start that you want to do?
I just need to say thank you to our Patreons because we're officially able to cover our studio costs now. And that's thanks to you guys.
Yeah. So don't cancel.
We need you. You're keeping us afloat. Thank you so much. And we've got big plans and big dreams, haven't we? There's so much we want to do. Yeah. So, keep supporting. If you've not signed up, sign up because you do get lots of benefits as well. And we just want to get bigger and bigger and take over the world the best way possible. Yeah, in a nice way, not in an evil way. Yeah. Sounded evil. I know. Take over the world. We've got some exciting guests lined up. We'll all be revealed. Have we? Yeah. What do you mean, have we? Yeah, we have. We've got really, really good ones, including Alex Stringer. Yay! Who's here? Yeah, imagine if you're starting from next week. Yeah. In a few weeks, we've got some really good ones on. Really good. But for now,
get the rabble out. Yeah.
How have you been? Good?
Yes, and
yeah, man, still
working a lot. You made me laugh actually when you went hello. Yesterday I was in work and I actually had a laughing fit in work and it was really unprofessional. But someone on the radio was saying hello to someone because they'd won $7,000 or whatever. Yeah. And they went, hello, are you there? And so I'm a phlebotomist. I don't talk about it a lot because I don't want to be fired.
What's a phlebotomist?
I take people's blood.
Oh, okay.
And so I went to put some tape and cotton wool on someone's arm, and rather than going put pressure on there, I went, hello.
Like an old phone.
Actually, yeah,
hello.
But he didn't do anything, and he just went. It's just
he must have thought he was about to pass out or something from losing blood.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Was he an old guy or?
No, he was young. I think that's why he was trying to be polite and not make me feel like a dickhead. But then I just started laughing and crying and everyone who I work with already thinks I'm weird. Yeah. So
did you get many people freaking out?
Yeah. Oh my God. The biggest drama queens I've ever met in my life.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And you're like, oh my God.
Do people just pretend to go funny so they can get a free biscuit?
We don't do that.
So I do
that's
all the time. I feel they'll fight me. The ginger nuts there.
No, you get a club biscuit, but only if you give a pint. We take 5 ml, mate. Like, that's it.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, so that's when you give them blood.
Like pussy
You're
blood,
doing for blood tests.
Nothing. Just a couple of vials.
Blood?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I don't know how much we lose, but it's probably around that amount.
Maybe.
I'm shit at being a girl. My period's nothing.
That's what this podcast is now. Yeah, no, mine's terrible as well. No,
I don't have a hairdryer.
Have a big
I don't get my nails done.
Really?
And I don't hardly have a period. I'm pretty much a bloke. Yeah,
I've got a penis as well.
I got some.
Wow.
Yeah, just a little one.
That keeps it good.
Where?
In the bedroom.
Yeah.
Always guessing.
Yeah.
Is that mine or yours?
Yeah. Which hole? Every hole's a goal. Yeah. You should be comfortable if you ever go to prison.
Why?
Because my penis.
I mean, she hasn't got one.
No, but
so we get to prison and I go, oh, if only she did have a penis, because I'd be dead comfortable otherwise. Never mind someone trying to stab me.
Yeah, and being in one room for the rest of your life. It's as long as there's a dick, I'm comfy.
You said it.
My best mate convinced her little sister that she was born as a boy and a bird come in and pet her willy off when she was in the hospital.
Wow.
In the hospital?
Brutal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
That is such an elaborate lie.
I know.
Would you
My
get a
sister
club for
just
that?
told me I was adopted.
Did she?
Yeah.
Did you believe?
Yeah, she told me it was elaborate as well. It was mum's called Angela, dad's called Dave. So if you're watching,
Angela and Dave,
so nice to finally meet you. But yeah, so
have you just got one sister?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no brothers or nothing.
No, I've got nieces though. They keep it interesting.
The biscuits as well. Nice biscuits.
Quality biscuits.
So I tried something, didn't work. It's fine. It's my own show. It needs a safe space to bomb.
Nice biscuits.
So why don't you talk about your job much? Just because
I just don't want to get fired.
Do you reckon you get fired for talking about it?
Probably.
Are you okay being on here? Bit late now, but
I know. Yeah, it's fine.
We'll just blur the screens. If that's
Let's just hope the 81 Patreons on, people high up in the NHS. But
they shouldn't be.
No.
One's my mum, but she's not high up in the NHS.
Oh, I love it. Is she in the NHS?
She does work in the NHS, yeah. Everyone clap for Thursday night.
Yeah. I didn't even work for them then, but I take it.
Yeah.
Like,
you got to, haven't you?
That's my fucking clap. Yeah.
Gives it now.
Yeah.
So what made you, what's your plan for working? Because you didn't just want to go in and take people's blood, did you?
No. So there was just this little thing called a worldwide pandemic.
Right, yeah.
And
was it?
Yeah,
oh,
just really little, just really chill. And then I was like, I need a job in case this happens again that I can't get, I can't lose.
It's quite a secure job during a pandemic as well, I think, isn't it?
Because I worked in theatre before that, which also died.
It's just dead now, yeah.
Yeah, so... so I was like, I want something that I can't lose, and I also can do bank and stuff if this ever goes anywhere.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, I'm totally chill about it.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, and then I did work experience a long time ago in a hospital, so I knew I didn't faint at the sight of blood.
Was you nervous doing your first one?
Yeah, and blood went.
Do you only practice ones?
As well.
Oh no.
I did it on an old Phlebe who used to do it. Phlebe is like what you
did
called.
She say a word there?
So, yeah, Phlebes is like phlebotomists, but like
old Phlebe.
Yeah, she was an old Phlebe.
So she was an old phlebotomist, and she was just like, "Go ahead, love.
Yeah, go for it. Do whatever you like." Yeah.
Wow.
So blood went everywhere because I kept the bottle on the thing, and when you take it out, it still thinks the vacuum's there.
Right. Okay.
So it just went everywhere.
Oh, that's not good.
And then the next person was a breathing, talking, pregnant woman, and she was fine.
A breathing, talking, pregnant woman.
Yeah, but you start doing it. They honestly, there is no training period. Like,
what?
You just crack on.
That's weird.
Honestly, you could have someone and they've never done it before.
That's like what happens at the job centre.
Yeah.
They're not trained and they don't know what they're doing.
No.
And they don't give you your money.
I know what I'm doing now.
Give me that money.
I know what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Give me a tourniquet and a needle. I'm your gal.
Bloods are coming out.
Yeah.
I remember getting
honestly, it makes me a weird person though, because I look at people's veins now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I'm like, mine are hidden. Mine are hidden with tattoos. You can't have them.
Yeah. No, but people are thick though, because people come in and they're like, oh, like this guy came in and he had a sleeve and he was like, guess you're going to have to go for this one. And I was like, we go off feel, you dickhead.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I know where they are,
Yeah. I was like, it's not like I'm like, no, it's painted. I can't. Like, I was like, what if people have both done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So alcohol thins the blood.
Wait there. I had some stuff to say first. Crazy segues. Going off a cliff on that one. When I got my TB.
I thought that was quite good.
Yeah.
It was. I wanted to say
Sorry,
something. I wasn't finished. When I got my TB, I had like a trainee. They were like, oh, you're going to have a trainee doing it. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. She couldn't do it. She kept getting it wrong. She was like, oh, no.
That's really hard to get those wrong as well. People who did the vaccines weren't trained because you just have to get in the muscle and you're fine. But it's dead hard to get that wrong.
Yeah, my
veins are only little, but muscles are like
literally just straight in the muscle, and she was still doing it wrong.
Yeah,
it's weird, isn't it? That might just because I was so skinny.
If you were getting TB, was it quantiferum? Was it blood out?
I don't know.
No, it was
just an injection. Yeah,
just muscle. That's it.
I didn't have much muscle when I was in year 9. No, that's probably why.
Not. That's probably why she was struggling. Just a bag of burns.
Yeah, I was a little like 9 stone emo kid.
Oh,
just my type.
I know. Oh, a kid.
Yeah. Even though you met me when I was 23 an overweight alcoholic man. Just your type.
Stunning.
Speaking of alcoholic.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, so you don't drink?
I don't.
Why?
Because I'm an alcoholic, but that defeats the object.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like, oh, I did it again. No, it was just more that like, I was just a bad fuckhead. Like, I can swear on this, can I?
Yeah.
I was a bad fuckhead, like ruining my life.
Oh, yeah.
And had a breakdown when I was 23. And that usually quickens it up. And I was like, I think this is the thing. So, yeah.
How long have you not drank for?
Like 4.5 years.
Oh, no way, that's cool.
That's good.
Are you literally the type like can't have one because you're just
because it's just like you just start that kind of cycle, that craving thing. It's funny though, I've just bought my first house.
Oh,
I know.
Well
I work
done.
6 days a week. That's why. And I gig, so it's not my home. My mate lives with me. I'm like, have at it. This is your home. I'm a guest. But yeah, I've just bought my first home. My auntie bought me a bottle of Prosecco, and I was like, I've been in recovery for 4.5 years, and she was like, for your friends though.
Oh yeah, nice one.
I was like, all right.
Watch them all have a boss time around me. I'm like, oh, I sat in my house sober.
Yeah, no, I'm totally chill around other people drinking around me though. I'm not bothered.
So was it just you started when everyone started and teenager and you just overdid it?
Yeah, it just like it's like in my family as well, and it just got like worse. And yeah, I didn't think that I was that person, but always like my behaviors and my consequences were always worse. And then it's that thing of like I would go, oh, I'm never going to do that again. And then I would drink again and it would happen.
Oh, like so fast as well, don't
stop.
you?
Yeah.
Like you don't even give yourself like 2 weeks. You go, I'm never doing that again. You're like 3 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, the best, like the other week I was in London with my mum and she was hungover and she's never actually like come to me like I'm the fountain of wisdom. And she was like, Alex, help me. She's like, you should know what to do. And I was like, oh, my darling. I was like, well, drinking helps. Yeah. But if you're not going to go down that hole, Lucozade is my...
So it's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah. Kind of will get you over the line. But also like salt and stuff like that will get you over
Salt
the line.
good for it, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Like for me, like that's kind of what helped. Just like something salty would help. Don't know why. But.
I thought that would have had a worse effect because it like dehydrate you.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. But yeah. But no, I was quite
How did you have
really.
The salt? Because it might have been something
tequila.
else.
Yeah. And then no, that's the one thing. That's my one regret. No, I have two. So, I got sober before Pink Gin was a thing. That makes me a bit sad. And then I never did a suicide shot.
What with the hot sauce in?
And where you put it in your snort it and you put it in your eye.
Right,
never did that. Never.
What, the hot sauce?
Which says a lot for people who have done them, because I'm a bit like, I'm an alcoholic, and even I didn't do a suicide shot. What's wrong with you?
I think an alcoholic doesn't necessarily do the crazy drinking.
No.
You just don't stop drinking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I used to go out proper bevy and like we'd like finish full bottles of rum in bars and that, but it'd never be crazy like, oh, I'm doing it in my eyes and all that. It'd just be like constant, like I bought one drink. It was like 2 floors in a bar. Bought one drink at one bar, and by the time I got upstairs, I'd finished it, and I was like, I've got to go to the bar again.
Yeah.
Do you know that type of stuff?
Well, that was why a lot of my friends were a bit like, not shocked, but they were a bit like, what? Like, I literally sent them a WhatsApp being like, well, I'm going to rehab. And they were like, oh my God, that's escalated. But it was literally like, I would just go missing on nights out. And so they would lose me for hours. And it was like, I just had that cycle of like, I would go to the bar with them, I'd get a drink, I'd go outside for a cigarette, I'd get a drink on the way back in, I'd have a dance, not really a dance, leave again, go get a drink. Like, I was drinking twice as much in the same amount of time. But they were like, but we were all doing it. And you're like, I know, but like, you get really good at kind of...
You're not doing it good enough,
Yeah, you get really good at kind of going... It's a conversation. It's not a conversation starters.
I know, mine was becoming a bit of a problem when I turned up at my mate's with some beers, and my mate went, again? And I was like, what do you mean again? And I was like, is this a problem now?
Yeah.
It's weird.
No, one of my it actually like wasn't a good thing, but my sister had my niece literally a month before I got sober. Honestly, my sister around that time, God bless her, but it was like had her first child and her sister got into rehab recovery, and she, like, bless her head must have been absolutely falling off. But she bought me a bottle that said like best auntie ever or whatever. And I remember like a couple of days after the birth, I remember being like, so we're gonna crack that open. And she was like, no, like I just had a baby, like I'm not really feeling it. I was like, okay. And then a few more days, and I'd be like, so celebrate? No, not
she was
really
doing it
feeling
for you.
it. Yeah. And then it was like 2 weeks, and I was like, are we going to open that bottle? And it wasn't that there wasn't other bottles, but it was like
your special bottle.
Constantly, yeah. And I was like, can we just open that bottle? And she was like, get off my back. Like, I've just had a baby. And yeah, I still didn't get sober for like another month. But
did you open the bottle?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that went. Yeah, 100% that went. When I think about like all the times as well, it was like my alcohol was like, for me, it was like if I was happy, sad, you know, every emotion, it was like my best friend, you know, everything.
Did you used to work in town or anything? I feel like that was a problem. Because you work in town and you finish work and you go, oh, I love a beer.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Just straight and then you're in and you stay out then.
It's really bad within that industry. Like a lot of alcoholics work in bars. But no, I lived in London. That was the other thing. My mum and dad were a bit like, not shocked, but I think I was a good liar. But also I lived in London for 4 years and then I lived in Australia. Yeah. And so I just lived away. And so I was really good at sober texting.
Yeah.
Don't know how. But I
think
was
it's because you just get used to being pissed.
Yeah. Like, I was very good at it.
Yeah.
So I think they were a bit like, the fuck? But yeah, you're just good at, and also just like, someone's like, where have you been? Who did you go with? I was like,
don't know.
You know, Dee and Amy, whatever. And we went to all these places. I'm not going to say the names and give them money. But yeah. And like, my mum would be like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, take it at face value because why would I lie?
Yeah. And really, you was lying a lot.
Yeah. All the time. I was honestly, when I think about it now, it was exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, it was exhausting how much I was lying. But
can I ask you what rehab was like?
Yeah. So it was nice.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of my, like, you know, my mum and dad had insurance, so I went to like one of the nice ones.
Oh, right, yeah.
Thought there'd be famous people there wasn't. Just
you.
Yeah, just me famous. But yeah, it was all right. Like, I actually quite liked being institutionalized.
Yeah.
I was really scared leaving.
Right.
And initially I was a bit like, because I was 23, I was a bit like, this sounds like, can't believe I have to be sober for 70 years. And then they were like, you don't have to do that. And I was like, okay, cool, day at a time. So I just kind of got out of that.
Yeah. How long was you there for?
Weird. I was there for 5 weeks.
Right, okay.
But yeah, no, it was really good. I met a lot of people. Not a lot of them are still sober. And yeah, it was just like fucking plastic knives, which was very sad. They took my shoelaces off me, which was very sad. But yeah, I had my own bathroom.
Yeah.
I had a lot of baths.
5 weeks of baths is right.
5 weeks of baths. Yeah. No, my mum got rid of her bath like when I was in Australia.
Yeah.
And I have obviously just moved into my new house that has a bath. Honestly, I've had a bath every day.
Yeah.
Honestly, but I'm also like, my mum and dad grew up working class, and so part of me is like, you get in and you're like scolding, you're like, is there no one else that wants to get in here? Like,
share this bath,
use the bath water. No, that's just that mentality. But yeah, no, it saved my life, so I'll always be grateful to those people.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It's mad that, like, when you say, a lot of people who went to have like relapsed or whatever and they're drinking again, I think it's just because like the world that we live in, so like alcohol's so acceptable, so easy to get hold of, and like it's sort of like I found it a lot because I don't drink that much. I like having the odd pint. But I don't really. If I go out on a night out, I'll drive home because I'm like, I just like being out.
Yeah.
But when you say to your mates, I went to a wedding, I was like, I'm not really drinking, I'll just drive, and they were like, what are you on about?
Yeah.
And I was like, because I won't drink enough to validate me not driving.
Yeah.
So I may as well just drive instead of getting the bus all the way home and the train and all that.
Yeah.
And they're always just like, what are you on about, lad? Just have a bev. And it's like, if you just come out of rehab and that's like how your mates are with you and that, you'd be like, you just go, he doesn't drink.
Going out
that's
then
sound.
As well.
He's still here.
Yeah.
Still having a laugh.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird.
My mates were going out then still as well, like every weekend. And it was like, I had to learn how to be around it and not be triggered by it.
It's hard being around drunk people, isn't
otherwise, I knew I would have ended up drinking because
Yeah.
I'd have been resentful of the fact that I couldn't drink like normal people.
You're just like, oh, fuck it, I'll join in now.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's probably why a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
But I remember my first New Year was very sad because
yeah.
I went and my favourite holiday was shit. And so
Is that your favourite holiday?
Well, I'm an alcoholic. Of course, it was my favourite holiday.
Oh,
Everyone
okay.
else stepped up.
That whole break between Christmas and New
Loved
Year's
it.
a good bit for alcoholics,
my favourite time of
innit?
year. And then the first one back, fuck me. Everyone else stepped up and I was like, use as shit. Like I was like, I need to go home. So I went home. I was home by 9:30. And I watched that film about the Boston Marathon. So very cheery.
Yeah, that's fun. Did you time it so the bomb went off at 12?
Yeah,
Different kind of bang.
Yeah, my dog nephew was like lay on my belly and then like bomb went off and he was like, the fuck? And then fireworks. He had a night of it.
Yeah,
It was a great time. But yeah, but then so now I just like make New Year like something else. Like I'll just, you know, I'm a proper like my alcoholic self that was a fucking nut job and did everything you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Hates the fact that I like love playing board games.
Just sit here, yeah.
It's like, who are you?
You've
You were
changed,
really
man.
rock and roll and
Yeah.
what happened? And I'm like, I know.
So you think it
but-
just catches up with you too fast if you do it like that? Like as I say, we used to drink from, I don't know what age, young.
Yeah,
You know, so by the time I was like 23,
yeah.
it'd been like 10 years of drinking.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah,
like, I've
yeah.
had enough of this now, I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's quite good though. But yeah, it's like now it's really chill being with my
Yeah.
friends because everyone
They
has
sort of grow
stuff they
out
have
of it
to
as
pay
well.
for, and some of them are like getting married and all shit like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, people just aren't. Whereas in the thick of it, when I first got sober, that was hard because I was like, this is
Everyone's
heavy.
still going
And
out
then
and that,
also
yeah.
like my feet would go numb on nights out from heels, but you're pissed, so you don't remember.
Yeah, but when you're
Whereas
sober,
when
you-
you're sober,
yeah.
you're like, this
Yeah.
sucks. Like, I
Well,
can't.
what helped me was we went to Australia
Yeah.
because I didn't really know anyone over there. I knew a couple of people, but there was no one to go out with really. And then when you did go out, it was like $20 for a drink. And you go, well, I'm not spending. You have to spend at least 200 to start getting pissed.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I just won't
Yeah.
drink that much.
Yeah.
And then by the time I got home, my tolerance for alcohol was so low that when I did get drunk, I was like, this feels horrible.
Yeah.
And now the feeling of being like drunk doesn't
Like
sit with
it.
me.
No.
I love being tipsy. Like 2 pints for me is like, I'm flying
I'm your
here. This
guy.
is good times.
Yeah.
Then after that, I'm like, don't need it now.
No.
I'm all
It's
right.
weird though, isn't it? When I lived in Oz, it's funny. I got what's it called? I got banned from a casino.
Really?
What's it called?
The crime?
Banned?
Because I got banned. Because I I got into a blackout. So I've been told this. I don't remember it. And so I was trying to find this game that existed in Vegas that didn't exist in the casino in Brisbane.
Right.
And then I ran out of money on Baccarat. I don't know how to play Baccarat. But I lost all my
It's a
money.
good way to lose your money
That's
if you don't
probably
know how to
why,
play it.
yeah.
innit?
And then I went to the ATM machine and I was putting in my UK PIN number. So it was saying like, no.
Yeah.
But it was going, do you need more time? And I'd be like, no, just like give me
Duh,
the
it's
time.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got banned. But apparently for like 45 minutes, I was at the ATM machine and the security guards just watched me.
Yeah, too drunk. You don't have
Fucking
the
pissed.
like their tolerance for like piss people over there is not as high as over here, I don't think.
Yeah,
Like
no,
you don't
no,
want
no.
let you into places if you're like a little bit too drunk.
Oh
or,
no, they've got
something like that.
loads of like they're really hot on
Yeah.
shoes and shit, like everything. If they're not happy, you're not going in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a couple of times I would end up sitting outside the club because I would like wander out and then they wouldn't let me back in.
What's
So
your
like-
wildest drunk story?
Don't know, if it, like bringing up repressed memories here. Tell us.
I think. So I do have. It's not wild, but it is funny. But obviously, I tell the story of one of my favourite ones, which was, I went to Dublin to see my best mate. We were coming home from a night out, and I was sick in my mouth, and we hit a speed bump, and it went everywhere.
Oh,
no.
no.
And a fellow comedian said to me, I really don't think you should start with that because it's not believable. But it actually happened
that's
to
the
me.
Worst.
So
that's the worst when something true happened that everyone just goes, not having it.
No.
You're like, but how much can I put into this that makes you think it's true?
Hey, we was at a party, New Year's Eve, and
mate.
some guy sicked into his hand. And then was like panicked and ate it again out of his hand.
Didn't know what to do with it. He just went.
Oh my God, that is so gross. A mate of mine, she was.
Was that when that girl hit me as well? Was that the same party? Some girl just punched me for some reason.
Wow, who are you friends with?
Oh, we weren't mates with them. They was just at the same party.
Oh.
Yeah, she just hit me, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
How rude.
I was fuming.
My mate once was in a taxi coming home from a night out, and her fella didn't want her to be sick in the cab, so he held her jaw shut and it was seeping out the side.
No, that's the
He
worst.
held her jaw shut?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
Desperate
holds,
times,
like,
isn't it?
Clamped
Literally just
it
like,
in.
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
Headscarf
round
It's
it.
coming out.
Like
If it's coming
Jacob
out,
Marley.
it's coming out.
Yeah.
Like, I've tried covering my mouth and everything, and you do just projectile it worse.
Yeah.
If it just comes out your mouth, it's just coming straight out. But if you put like all these grids in front of it, it just goes out, out whatever way.
Yeah,
and like,
it was like the fountains in Vegas. I don't know why I'm talking about Vegas a lot. I can't gamble anymore. That's sad. I got the lottery app, and I thought I could do this.
Monopoly, that game.
Monopoly scratch cards.
Oh no, I didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's a newer one. I
Don't
can't
do
go
it.
on it anymore.
Don't do it. You're gonna.
I won't go on it anymore because I'm not allowed to. But I didn't think it would get me because my dad's always put bets on horses and I've never given a shit. And I got the lottery app, and I got like £10 back or something, and so I put like the £10 back into the game because I'm stupid, and it was like that I lost that. And then I tried to put my pin in at like 4:30 in the morning. I was on my phone and I was trying to put my pin in, and I put it wrong so many times that I'd had to ring customer services. So I took that as a note that I shouldn't gamble. Yeah. So I came off that pretty quickly.
Gambling's so annoying because it's like, it just feels like it should be so easy.
Yeah.
Like I started putting bets on the UFC because I was watching fights going, like calling. Like
what's gonna
10
happen?
in a row.
Yeah.
And going, why am I putting money on this? Put a bet on. Like I put 20 quid on and I get like 4 to them back.
Yeah.
Should smash this. And then every time one of them misses.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, fuck's sake, man. Like it's just so annoying.
So many people do it though, but it really baffles me at like, like Bongos Bingo or whatever. Like all on the big screens and stuff. It's like gamble responsibly and everything.
Yeah.
But it's like
Bongos Bingo
absolutely pissed off your face.
Is the least responsible gambling, I think. But what I noticed at Bongos Bingo is people don't even really do bingo. Like they start off with the
fucking do
bingo.
since I got sober.
I fucking
Shut up, everyone.
Honestly.
That's what I'd be like. I don't drink either, but for different reasons. I'm allergic.
Oh God.
Yeah, so my feet go numb as well, but just because my body is dying.
Wow.
Well, not die. Is it die? It's poisoned, I guess.
Yeah, it's just poison.
Yeah.
Alcohol's poison anyway, so everyone dies a little bit when they take
it. A little bit more
Remember
every
that,
time.
guys.
Remember that when you have your little
Everyone
plan at home.
dies a little bit.
Yeah, everyone does a little bit.
Yeah.
No, but the bongos, I get like obviously addict, but like by like game 4 and 5 and everyone else is fucked. I'm like,
that's different.
like it's like, are you ready for game 5? Yes, I fucking am ready for game 5. These fucking losers too pissed.
Yeah, you used to have mad prizes of that when it first started because it was like once every 6 months or something.
Yeah.
You had like a fucking
it's
$5,000 yacht trip and all
weekend.
shit like this and a car. I'm sure there was a car one time, wasn't there? And like just
Wow.
mad shit and like Tinchy Strider would be there and shit like that. The fuck's this? It's
Yeah,
mad.
and now it's like S Club 3.
But I like that more though. I think
Yeah,
that's better
same.
for it. Like
Horrible,
getting
innit?
getting
That's funny.
Wagner from fucking
Yeah.
X Factor.
It's way funner. I saw Khalees there. It
Yeah.
was very fun.
That's
I
it.
think they're doing a great job. I really
yeah.
enjoy the nights. But
Yeah, it's amazing.
yeah, I think it's a good thing as well when you're doing, it's not just a night out where like there's actually like a point to the night.
Yeah.
And then you don't feel
It's
so
something you can go
alone.
to and not drink and
Yeah.
still have the same amount of fun as everyone who is drinking, yeah.
And I can dance sober now. It took me a long time to be able to do that.
Yeah, I can as well. Like
But it takes a long time though.
yeah, I just didn't have a choice. But I dance like I'm pissed, so no one knows.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild,
That's an
innit?
art.
It is.
Dancing pissed,
Yeah.
but being sober, just so everyone goes, she's bladder there, having the
Yeah.
time of her life, and you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh, me, baby.
baby.
So did you do it? Are you just fully sober? Don't fuck with anything now.
Don't fuck with anything now.
Is that because you feel like you just get addicted to anything?
Yeah, I smoked a lot of weed when I lived in Australia.
Yeah.
Me and my friend like hotboxed in a tent in in Byron for New Year. And that was fun. But we just we smoked a lot then. But it's like that's the one thing that a couple of times I've been like, oh, I just really like.
Yeah, right.
You know.
So have you banned yourself from Ched?
From what?
Ched.
Weed.
Oh, I've literally never heard it called that.
Yeah.
Ched.
Have you banned yourself from Ched?
Ched. I thought you said shed. I was like,
it's
the
pretty
shed.
close.
Close. Yeah.
That's what we call our house, the Ched shed.
The Ched shed, yeah.
It is as well.
No, to be fair, when you invited me on, I was like, I remember being a part of the mile. Not the fun one, the other one. But yeah, no, I do miss that. But it's like a, you know, like you're opening a door and then you just can't.
Yeah, if you start doing one thing, then
it.
you go, oh, I'm all right doing this. Maybe I could just have a glass of wine and then, yeah.
I even am a little bit particular. So a lot of people who are in recovery aren't, but I am a little bit like, I remember once hearing about someone who relapsed off sherry trifle. So I won't fuck with it. I'm like,
too many wine gums.
No, honestly, like when I got sober, back of the packet was my friend. I was like, honestly, that really fucks me off.
Can you have tiramisu?
To be fair, I don't give a shit about tiramisu.
What? Get off this podcast right now.
Tiramisu is king.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Have you tried it?
It's like coffee liqueur or something, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like adult dessert in it.
Oh, it's incredible.
Children don't like it.
It really pisses me off though now when it's like, even like if I go to like a burger place and they're like bacon in like whiskey or bourbon or whatever. I drank a lot of whiskey and a lot of bourbon, and so I'm like, oh, you fucks! Like I can't.
Do you think that would do it to you? Yeah.
No, but like it's like a psychological thing. It's like people are like, maybe don't drink non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
Because one day you would drink, but that's just my like what I've been told and I've taken it in, but other people do, and I think do what you want. Like, who
thing
cares?
is, like, if you got into drinking non-alcoholic beer and then you go out and you have a beer, you have every time, and then you go to a bar that doesn't have any, and you're like, oh fuck, and you go, oh, I'll just have a normal one. It'll be fine.
I think that's what it is. It's just psychological. I don't really like. I use like non-alcoholic mouthwash.
What?
Just because I heard that you can relapse off that as well.
Off. Like Listerine. If you go off, that's mad.
Oh, mate, I was in rehab with people who got fucked off night nurse. Like, we'll do anything.
Yeah, I get that. I get night nurse and that because people do fucking lean and that, don't they? Which is just like cough syrup and that.
I do use antibacterial alcohol in antibacterial.
Oh, that's good. But you don't lick it off your hands.
I don't lick it off my hands. But some people didn't got like non-alcohol ones because they were scared. But I also didn't want to get coronavirus.
If you haven't got the control, I suppose some people won't have. But to have 99% alcohol and then you just drink that because you go, I've got to.
I was in rehab with people who drank perfume. Like, it's bad.
That's mad.
Yeah. I didn't get there, but like.
No.
I don't know how long it would take me to have got there.
Yeah, because I mean, like, just go and buy a beer.
No, but usually those people at that point were being like, kept in a room so they couldn't go anywhere.
Oh,
do you know
and they
what
were
I
just
mean?
like, just try and get whatever they could.
Whatever they
thing.
could, yeah. Just
I wonder,
because everyone around them.
Is like, do you think mushrooms would be a good treatment for like getting to the root cause of your alcoholism and stuff?
Well, so I watched something on Netflix about that actually, and there was like
fabulous fungi or something.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sounds great though. Sounds like
it's a documentary about a really cool guy.
That sounds like the next book of that, you know, like the famous four. Or
yeah.
What was her fucking name? Can't remember who gives it.
The Fab Five and the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
The fabulous fungi.
Fabulous fungi. Yeah. I'm a fungi. But yeah, no, it was on something, but they were talking about how they did like a science experiment, see if psychedelics would like change brain chemistry to help with that.
Yeah. It is meant to be sick for like PTSD and addiction and all that, like microdosing mushrooms and that.
Yeah, I think I probably wouldn't do it alone.
Well, I mean, if you were microdosing it, you probably wouldn't even feel anything really. It'd be like an over thing. Over time, you'd be like, oh, I don't feel as anxious anymore type thing. Yeah. It wouldn't be a case of you take it and you go, oh, I feel mad. Yeah.
To be fair though, I don't really think about it that much now. Like it is more just like, you know, every so often someone might get a really cold glass of wine or whatever, and you might be like, that would be nice. But then I just like fast forward it and I'm like, I would
your willpower's stronger. Yeah.
But yeah. So now I'm not really that bothered.
So I've started doing with sugar. I'm like proper addicted to sugar, me.
I'm definitely addicted to sugar.
Like, but we done mushrooms the other week. Oh yeah. And I had like a weird little experience where I was like looking at myself as a thing and being like, if this was my pet, I wouldn't feed it like the shite that I feed myself.
Yeah.
And since then I've been like, I don't want any of that.
Thank God, my God.
It's been weird.
That's amazing.
Even like the urge to go, I haven't even looked at something and go, ooh, and then I go, no, actually I won't. I literally just I've just walked past everything now. It's strange.
And we was at Sherman Paul's. We did like 3 grams of mushroom each. And it's weird. I saw me self-worth, right? What does that look like? Mine looked like shriveled up poo nuggets. Like
poo nuggets?
Like honestly, and I was like, why don't you feel...
It's sad, but they're funny as well.
Like... not shriveled up. I don't know.
Like full hydrated poo nuggets.
Yeah, you deserve to be.
So either way, you still see yourself as a poo nugget, just not a shriveled up one. It's weird
because that's what it was, and I knew that it was my self-worth. It was my sense of self-worth, and so it's really made me address like, oh, you don't need to feel like that. Yeah. Like you need to work on. Like it made me realise there's some parts of myself that I'm meant to develop normally, but because I've not had a normal upbringing, they just haven't ever seen sunlight kind of thing. So it really brought to my attention what I need to work on.
Miracle growth appeal.
So I do think it's good for that kind of thing, even if it's
definitely even just getting sober has definitely helped my self-worth, because it made me realise like how little like respect, self-love, all of that I had for myself. And now it's like, it's getting there, but it's more just in the sense of what I will and won't allow in terms of like behaviours from others and kind
setting up boundaries.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because I'm a chronic people pleaser. Like I remember once my friend was ill in Edinburgh, and they were like, not really well enough to get the train home from Edinburgh, and I was driving back to Liverpool, and I said to them like, oh, do you want to get in the car to Liverpool and then you'd get the train to London? And they were like, in the end they said no. And in the car home from Edinburgh, my friend went, aren't you such a good person to offer to let them come in the car? And I was like, well, one, we're only going the same direction, but also 2, it took every fibre of my being not to offer to drive them to London. Like that's where my head lives.
Right,
it's not good.
Yeah.
Like that's why I gig so much, because I can't say no. I'm like,
all right.
No, it's because I love it.
Dan's a bit like that, but you've had challenges, haven't you, that you've stepped up to the plate, and now he's better at his boundaries.
You have to, because people will just walk all over you. Yeah. Some people have no issue with that. That's why like sometimes I'll say to my friends like, be very open with me about your boundaries, even if I forget. Say, oh no, Alex, like I can't do that night because I do this on that night, and that's good for me. Do you know what I mean? Rather than like, because I don't give a shit. I much prefer you to put your boundaries and your, stuff first, rather than trying to appease me. Like I don't care.
I just get like, I don't know, I get like dead paranoid or something. But like if I say no to this, they're gonna like go off me or not ask me to do anything again. And but then when you say no, they go, oh no worries.
And you go, people don't care.
I've done it. I said no.
People don't give a shit, honestly. It gives too much power to others and kind of get.
No, I say no to everything now.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
I'm
slippery
the nightmare
slope.
now.
Can't get me to do anything anymore.
Yeah. I'm
Nope.
so rebellious.
Like, do you want to do this?
Nope.
200 quid? I'm like, nah. Not tonight.
200 quid. I'd do anything for 200 quid.
No, anything.
Anyone's.
Bit of self-worth.
No, not really for that. I just can't be bothered. But like otherwise, anything else. Like, I'm your girl.
Well, when the Patreon's picked up and we've got 200 quid spare, we'll invite you back on to do something
for a bevy.
wild,
Come on, get twatted.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't involve.
I think if ale
suicide shots, I'm here.
didn't give you a hangover, I'd probably still drink. That got the worst for me. Because when I stopped drinking for a while and then I got really drunk, the next day I was like, oh my God, why do people do this? It was when I started being sick the day after is when I was like, nah, because being sick while you're drunk's fine. Sometimes it's funny.
Cool. Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, ha blah. Yeah. But like when you're at home in the morning, it's like 11 o'clock the next day and you're like, oh, I feel horrendous. Yeah. And then you start being sick. You're like, oh, what have I done here? Yeah. Why have I done this to myself?
I had alcohol poisoning actually when I was 18. And
Jesus. There's a bit of commotion outside. You want to pick that up on the mics, but it shocked us.
Oh, okay. And that's why I was like, so we be quiet.
You thought like Paris Hilton and I love it.
Oh, really? Do you think so?
Yeah.
I've never had that.
Oh my God.
That sounded dead sarcastic. Like
I've never had that. No, I haven't.
Oh, like, right, okay.
But just obviously like this kind of the world version
of Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought so too.
I mean?
The same. We're the same.
Paris Hilton Doubletree.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's me. That's me. You know.
Isn't that what the Hilton?
That's the cheap one though, isn't it?
Is it?
Like Travel Lodge.
Yeah. Paris Travel Lodge. Yeah.
Yeah. Not even a brand. I'm like the Paris like
Blackpool B&B.
Yeah, literally.
I'll have some self-worth. That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to boost our self-worth
to
here.
be fair, that's the one thing I do say to people. I'm like, don't ever think of like what I say on stage is like me kind of like being like punching down on myself either. Yeah. Because I'm not.
That was the worst thing about gigging in New Zealand. They didn't get any like the self-deprecating stuff. Yeah. So if you said it, they just go, oh. I'd be like, what are you doing?
Patreons like based in that part of the world?
I don't think so.
Joe?
Okay.
No, it was a different Joe. Oh. Seen someone with the name Joe O'Brien and went, hey, I mean, he watches. What's going on, Joe?
Hey.
Yeah, he watches so far.
I just think
sign
like
up to our Patreon.
Sense of humour over there is just a bit different. Like,
yeah,
I just think
the sense of humour is good, but as I say, like a lot of my stuff would be like, because like Flight of the Conchords and there's loads of good comedians over there and that.
Reece Nicholson is like my favourite comedian.
Yeah. But as I say, like some of the stuff, a lot of my stuff was like taking the piss out of me, and over there people are like, you're not bad. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, laugh at it. Yeah. But over there they go, and in silence, and you're like, I don't know what else to say now. Yeah. Because I thought you would all love
You've
that.
made it weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be like, laugh at me, will you? Like,
that's why I think it takes a bit of time, I think, as well, to like angle it. So it's not like, you know, all like you're kind of going, isn't that stupid? Like that this happened to me. But yeah, you have to be like, oh, I don't, you know, hate on myself or judge myself. Like, I love myself. I'm fucking amazing. It's on telling you jokes, bitches.
Yeah, no, I can't do
but
that.
But it's also like, just laugh, you know, chill. But I do think you have to love yourself a little bit to do comedy. Yeah. I'm also just so glad I had my breakdown before comedy.
Oh yeah.
I feel like so many people are like heading in that direction, and I'm so grateful.
I feel like a lot of people do comedy because they don't like themselves. And then you need
there's a whole spectrum.
Yeah, it's they need, you know,
reassurance from people laughing at them, and they go, you're dead funny. And you're like, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
leave me alone. Yeah,
that's why, like, I think I do take comedy a bit with like not a pinch of salt, but it's a bit like, this is really small fry. Like when you've wanted to like kill yourself and you're being ruled by a drug. Yeah. This is really stupid shit. Yeah. Like, and that's why, like, if anyone ever comes to me and they're like, I'm really worried about this, or I feel like this isn't working, or I'm not very funny or whatever, I'm like, this is really stupid. Yeah. Like, are you joking? This is a bonus, but like, don't stress.
I do think just some people just are happy to do it though. Yeah. And some people aren't. Because I've had breakdowns as well, and wanted to kill myself as well.
Yeah.
And I still don't want to get up on stage.
No, yeah. Some people would never arrive at that. Like, they'd never be like, that would be great to build my self-esteem. Like, it's not. Like, you'd, like, definitely have gigs or come away and go, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do that? But it's just kind of perspective, isn't it? And trying to be like, and but I think it's a proper privilege of being in recovery, because I would never, ever have been able to, like, be reliable or anything like that when I was drinking.
Yeah.
Like, people, you would have never have seen me. Like, I would have just been, like, fucked off.
It's good that you done your first gig sober as well.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, like, I done it. I had like a pint, my first gig, 2 pints or something, just because I was like flapping. And then ever since then, I was like, I'll just have a beer before I go on. Just calm the nerves. Done. Yeah. But then and then one time, after about, I don't know how long I've been doing it, but I was having a beer every gig. And I was like, I can't keep doing this. So I was like, right, I'm going on tonight with no beer. Yeah. And I was so much sharper. Because even though it was just one, I was like, everyone else in the crowd had one and I hadn't. So I was faster than them. And I was like, oh,
this is
beer afterwards.
Yeah.
That's what I started doing.
That's it.
But like, so I think a lot of acts might get into that, start drinking, and then they go, oh, I'll have 2 beers now. And then they go, oh, I'll have 3. And then you see it going, like, you see a couple of acts, like, and they just turn up and get twatted. And you're like, what are you doing here?
Well, they can't see themselves getting on stage without that touch of courage. And that's quite sad, I think. And so I'm really grateful that wasn't the case. Because I don't think I'd have ever got back on if I had started before. Whereas, it was really nerve-wracking, but I totally agree with the quickness as well. I see it in other people when they, even like sometimes it's, you know, an MC that you might see through the night. And at the beginning, they're like, you know, they haven't had anything. And towards the end, they've had a couple. Yeah. And the pace is just... like, what have you done? Like,
see, I've found if I'm hosting though, I have a few beers because
just so you feel comfortable.
Well, it's because I feel more like, oh, we're all drinking together. Oh yeah. In this night of comedy. Yeah. And it takes me back to being like, I used to love a smoking area. That was like my place to be. Yeah. I wouldn't go in the bars. I'd be in the smoking area chatting to people. Yeah. So if I'm sitting drinking with all yous, we're like, we're all having a bevy watching the comedy. Do you know what I mean?
That's
it's weird.
Quite nice. Yeah.
But then when I'm doing a set, I don't have any. Yeah. That's my new gauge that I'm at. Do you know what I mean?
I think even MCing is different than...
oh, it's so different.
Doing your set, and that keeps you on your toes enough that you can feel like, ugh.
The first time I hosted, I was so cocky going into it. Wow. Just because I'd watched I'd watched Paul loads before I'd ever done it, and spoke to Paul about doing it as well, because it was my first one. And I was like, I'll just do what Paul does.
I was like, have you prepared?
Dead easy. Just goes up and just goes, what have you been up to? And then I went up and I was like, what's your name? And she said her name, and I went, what you doing? And I went, oh no. And just like felt like I was bombing bad. Yeah. But like people were like, oh no, you done well, because when I was getting the acts on, I got the crowd going and that. But I felt like there was just no laughs happening at all. Yeah. And I was like, I need to sort this out before the next time I host something. So that was a big like learning curve, because I was just like, they make it look so easy.
Oh, they do.
And as you're just chatting, I can chat.
Yeah.
I like chatting to people. Now, and you go, yeah. I like it now. Now I'm enjoying it more than doing sets now.
Are you?
Yeah.
It's funny though, isn't it? Because now if there's an MC who like isn't, you know, a very talented MC, like you're like
who? Just kidding.
No. No, that basically like you realise the importance of it because you're going onto a cold room. Yeah. And that's really hard to do. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And so you're like, oh, that's why, you know, you need to get better at it. But I don't do it that often, but I do enjoy it because I really like how it tests my brain. Yeah. Because I'm like, oh God, this is really hard. Because it's just like...
yeah, you have to have like an instinctual response.
I find it's weird, like what people laugh at, because the first time I done it, I said something like genuinely serious. Like a girl was like, "Oh, we took part in a world record for like most people wearing a flat cap," and in my head I was like, "Fucking hell, that was a big flat cap, that." Yeah. But obviously she meant it was 1,000 people wearing a flat cap each.
Yeah.
But I was like so sincere asking. I was like, how big was that flat cap?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, ah. And I went, yeah, I was joking. I didn't mean any of that.
That was clever.
So I found like just some of the answers you give to people make everyone laugh, and you go, I wasn't even trying to be funny there. That was a genuine like.
Yeah.
So I think me just being a bit stupid sometimes helps a lot.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it's weird what like gets people, and you go, oh fucking hell, I didn't even think people would laugh at that. And
I think even like as well, like what you present on stage, because I am quite like sarcastic and dry and whatever.
Yeah.
And so I think I was like, oh God, I'm not everyone's friend on stage. That's not who I am. I'm not like, hi, you know, I'm not dead jovial and whatever. It's
quite hard to be like, a deadpan host, innit?
Yeah, exactly. And so I think for a long time I was like, oh, it's really fucking hard to do it. But you can do it. It's just a different way of going about it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any. I don't know if I've watched enough hosts to think of any.
Deadpan
like
hosts.
deadpan, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know any? I feel like you'd know some. Yeah. Got Carl in the room today, by the way. No, I know. I feel like it wouldn't work. Yeah, if you just like, what's happening? What do you do? Oh, he's right, nice one. Maybe you can be the first.
Maybe I can be the first.
Yeah, special.
So special.
Got a hole in my sock.
50 is right. One more.
I've got a hole in my sock.
Oh, cool.
Just
keeping the conversation rolling.
Sign up to Patreon so I can get some new stuff.
Speaking of holes in the socks, no, I was just trying to see if anything comes from that, because that's what you've done before.
Have you got any awkward sex stories?
Right, we have a few running things through the podcast if you've never listened to it before.
Okay.
We ask people about awkward sex stories because they make good clips. And also we've got a question about ghosts. So
Okay, cool.
You know, classic
the
podcast.
Sperm and ghosts.
Have you ever shagged a ghost?
Have I ever shagged a ghost? Yeah, I'm that woman that was on this morning who
was
married
mad.
a ghost. Awkward sex stories.
That's that telling people before they come on this. Go have one ready just in case.
Yeah. Now I'm like trying to like.
Some people, it's funny because some people have like, don't stop talking about them, and then other people are like, no, because I've not really got any.
No.
Because most of the times it's just been with, like in relationships or whatever.
Yeah.
But like then you get some people on who are like, oh yeah, I had sex with a prostitute, done all, and you're just like, wow, this is great. It's exactly what we
like
need.
I said, last week's episode.
Yeah. Do you want to do the ghost one instead?
It's probably like oh yeah, so I am actually trying to write a bit about this right now.
Okay.
So I was sleeping with this guy for a bit, and so I was still living with my mum and my dad, and my mum was like, can you leave his address so that if you don't come back then we know where you went?
Yeah.
So I wrote it on a piece of
That's like pretty pessimistic.
It's really pessimistic, but we live in the 21st century.
Yeah, it's sad that has to happen, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really sad, but also life, as we know.
Stop it, men.
Stop it, men. But yeah, so I had to put it like I put it in the study. We had a study at the time, and I put it like upside down so she didn't think it. And when I came back, she hadn't like gone it over, and I was like, you go, Lynn, well done. And then that same guy, I'm trying to write a bit about the fact that like once I wanted to go home, but he was so hot for me that I was like, I had like,
it's not the bit you were meant to laugh at.
Dressed.
Just the way you said
so
it.
hot for me. I got dressed, like semi-dressed. No pants on, but everything else was on.
Everything else?
Like
socks and shoes and hat gloves.
Yeah,
no
basically.
pants.
Hot gloves, hot gloves, scarf, mittens, like all the coat. And then he was and then like I think I even had like my bags like on my shoulders. Yeah. And so hot, but like he
Ooh,
like
what bag was it? Tell me about the bag.
Yeah, I know. I think it was like Ocean Road.
Oh,
like you guys
yeah.
know. And then So he banged me from behind, but like I'm trying to write.
That was like being on fucking Rita. It was just like, I had my bag on, my mittens on, he smashed me from behind. Fucking hell.
Right.
Oh my God,
smashed me from behind.
Anyway.
But I'm trying to write a joke about the fact that like now when I think about him, all I see is like me, like one of the donkeys off Mamma Mia. You know, just like laden with all the shit. Just like getting pounded from behind. Yeah, literally. I'm trying to write at the minute, but that's probably like the closest one. I don't really have any others.
That's
I love
so funny.
all
Just
the,
like full backpack on and that, and he's just like, ooh, bend over.
Literally.
I love a good excursion.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. A backpacker's dream.
That just shows you that men will have sex most of the time.
Oh yeah.
Like I could be in most moods. Like even if I'm knackered, if you were like, "Do you want to go?" I'm like, "Yeah."
What would it take for
a backpack?
Not much. I don't think.
No, but for a no. For a no.
That's what I mean. There's not many things where I'd be like, nah.
Yeah, but I want an example.
My mum being in the room probably.
It's a good one.
Is that good enough?
Is any others?
Me dad.
Either way. Okay.
What about Nan?
Oh, she's dead, but so
it'd be weirder.
It depends what form
Maybe
she was
then
in.
A yes.
Yeah, because if she was like freshly dead, then defo weird. But like 2 years later, cremated in a box, that's not going to stop me.
Yeah, that's probably happened.
Oh yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened, Mum. That's probably happened. No, it hasn't. It hasn't happened. No, it hasn't. It hasn't. I know for a fact it hasn't because I know what room me nan's in. So,
oh my God.
So I think, are we coming up on an hour here? 56, right, okay.
Oh, that's bloody flown by that.
Bloody flown by. So we have a question. Are you into like anything paranormal? Do you believe in ghosts and or aliens or anything like that? I don't think you can put them in the same category, really.
No, they're not friends.
No.
Yeah,
Did you see Demi Lovato said you should stop calling aliens aliens?
Oh, shut up, Demi Lovato.
Because it make them feel like not welcome.
Gotta be honest, right? Demi Lovato had that. I haven't said this on anything.
She's a blue belt in
recorded,
jiu-jitsu though, so watch out, she'll
me.
strangle your
I
head
don't
off.
really care, but
I did karate when I was 4. So.
Yeah, I did judo.
She
Who gives a
battered
fuck? But that was the one thing. So she had her overdose really, really bad, obviously, and then literally like within 6 months. She was getting engaged, and I honestly wanted to be like, "Who's your sponsor, Demi?
Yeah,
Who's sorting you out, hon?"
I think it's a different type of rehab, though, innit? When you're like a
Clearly
millionaire,
not. Yeah,
like,
she's like rehab of life. You do you, Demi. Do what you want to do, gal.
She watches as well. So
yeah, I thought she
was
one of those.
What would you call them then to make them feel welcome?
Welcomians.
I don't know.
Welcomians.
Like I don't understand.
Well, she said stop calling extraterrestrials aliens. But the term alien just means not from here, doesn't it? Because people call other people like aliens.
Yeah, like immigrants and documented aliens.
But they are not from here, and they are coming in.
But if
from
and I didn't say it. I don't know. I can't defend her because I don't know where she's coming from.
I was on about aliens.
I just went a bit right wing then.
Hey, I'm foreign in my blood.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
In my blood,
cool.
Like there's such easier ways to say things.
We did. So I've got a podcast, and we did episodes about ghosts and aliens.
Oh yeah. Plug your podcast. What's it called?
It's called Hypothesis, and there's a dash between the hypothesis. Cool.
Nice.
Because we're down to kids. But yeah, basically we did. The aliens one is really sad if you want to believe in it. So don't watch that one because it's about science basically going, yeah, but no. And then ghosts also, yeah, but no.
Yeah.
But I think there's something.
Right.
Aliens makes me really sad because apparently it's like more bacteria than like a guy being like, hey, like
that'd be so good. If a guy, hey
it's
everybody, hello, who's this guy?
Less ET, more literally like the particles that you see on
Sea
like
monkeys.
Sillet Bang or something.
Yeah, when scientists talk about like alien life, it's literally just
So
life.
Yeah.
That's not from here.
Yeah.
Whereas we think aliens like fucking Independence Day and all that.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I wanted, and she shit me bonfire. And then ghosts, probably just because I just feel like there's not enough space up there for all of them. You know what I mean?
But the space is infinite, though. There's infinite space.
I know, but I feel like ghosts. Well, then you're getting into, can ghosts go anywhere? Like, do they have any rules? You know?
I think dark matter might be ghosts.
Amy thinks dark matter is the souls of everyone.
Everybody's souls.
Wow, that's a weird theory.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely do. I would like to, like, this is what I said on the podcast. I was like, I would like, you know, I haven't put it to the side. I would love to be visited by a ghost or an alien.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be visited by an alien than a ghost, me.
Aliens are more likely to kill you.
Nah, because aliens telepathically communicate with you, Monday. I feel like everything I've seen where people communicated with aliens, it was all telepathically.
Imagine if they're still on the landline. You'd be gutted, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
like,
that's why they haven't been in contact.
The Wi-Fi code, like, you'd be like, oh, gutted.
But get
some free G, darling.
The question we were going to ask, is it a week? We usually do.
Yep.
If you say you've died, and you get to spend your last week as a ghost, what are you doing? Where are you going?
Now, from the men that answer this question, they usually go into changing rooms.
Yeah, they try and start off quite like, oh, I'd probably go and I'd probably
see the
go and see the Grand Canyon. No, I'd probably go in someone's shower. And you're like, whoa, fast. So is there any men that you'd go and perv on, or women that you go and perv on?
I feel like that's different. Yeah, that's not a weird question.
Have you got a preference? Like,
no.
Or is it 50-50?
No, not really. Women tend to ask less stupid questions.
Okay, not this
like,
one.
Men tend because like men tend to be like, hey, like, are you interested in the threesome?
The men often try and come in because they're coming for sex, and then women come in because they're looking for a relationship.
No, because even if they're both looking for a relationship, which they aren't at the minute, I'm very single, but like if they are both, it's usually that men will be like, would you be interested in a threesome? And it's like, why would you want to do an activity that's going to make you look shit at what you do? Do you know what I mean? That's like my theory.
They don't realise they're going to look shit.
They don't realise that they're going to look like the less of
the shit.
I'm boss at sex, mate.
Yeah.
I'll have two women.
Well, they usually have that opinion. What would I do? I feel like I would try and go and find someone that's like missing.
Oh, that's a good
or like wanted or something. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like if Osama bin... I was pissed in a taxi when Osama bin Laden was found. And, found and killed. Yeah, we get it. But like found and killed. And I was in a taxi and it came on saying like Osama bin Laden's been killed. But I was so pissed. I woke up the next day and I went down to my mum and I went, never believe, like the dream I had a dream that they found Osama bin Laden and killed him and shit. Yeah, they did. I was like, shut the fuck up. But like me and that taxi driver had no like discourse. Like we had no conversation about it. He was just like 5 days or whatever it was. So yeah, probably try and go and find someone that's missing.
See, now the thing is with that, you could do that now.
No. Logistics.
But just because you're the ghost doesn't mean you're going to know where they are.
No, but you cannot go off on an adventure. You haven't got to go to work.
You don't have to pay, I guess.
Hover all the way there.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. I forgot about the...
Don't have to pay for a train ticket. Just hop on.
You just hop on,
Yeah, hop on, hop
Sit
off.
on the roof if you want.
The original hop on, hop off.
Yeah.
Sounds so good.
So much easier. But even also as well, like Osama bin Laden was in caves. Like you're not going to do that sus, are you?
Yeah.
Like, so if they're going to be in anywhere like that, you've got a detection, you know?
I just feel like in a week... for you to find Osama bin Laden, you're giving yourself a pretty tall order.
You don't know what I can do.
I know some women are good at finding shit out on Facebook and that, people's exes and shit, so you might find them,
Yeah, I feel like...
Maybe that's what the America needed to do. Like the CIA should just hide a load of nosy women.
Oh, that'd be good to go in, like, go into the CIA classified files.
Well, he was with this girl. Fucking... Yeah.
Yeah, and I also would change the Facebook passwords of like, you know, TERFs and you know,
Dave Chappelle.
people who think they're like you know, racists, homophobes.
Thing is, though, I found the flaw in that again. No,
what?
You need to know their password to change the password.
Ghosts you can find that shit.
Just
surely.
watch over the shoulder.
Just watch them put it in. Sorry.
So thick.
Sorry. Like, my last week is a ghost to be born, and I think I'd be like, oh, can you do it? I can't do that. It's too far away.
Honestly, that's all your week would be. Oh, I just don't have the time. Like, I've only got a week.
Do you know what I'd do? Walk into the sea, all the way down to the bottom, and just have a little mooch around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's way less exciting than you think that would be, though.
It's so big and vast.
So boring.
Might not see. Like, where are you going to walk to?
What do you mean?
Because you're going in like Crosby Beach.
Well, I'd go see like the Kraken or whatever. Go down to Mariana's
Trench. You'd see if Loch Ness actually exists.
Yeah, I'd go look like, because it's not been explored, and I'll be the one.
I seen a thing on Loch Ness that apparently it was just a man swimming, but the cameras are so shit. But from back then, you zoom in on it and you go, it's blatantly, but that is just his arm coming over. And he's just swimming in the thing, and it's just like, oh, there's Loch, and he's just like, nope, front crawl. Like, that'd be mad, wouldn't it? Just built a whole like myth on just some fellas doing a few laps.
They're making Dalla. They get so much money from Nessie up there. My sister took my niece, and they had to lie and said it was a worm because she shit herself. They're like, it's a monster. It's not.
That's funny.
She didn't shit herself. She's like, it's a worm. I saw this little worm. And I was like, really? Did you? Liar. She lies all the time. Kids are the worst.
Yeah.
Don't have them.
Yeah, we're not having them.
Don't want them.
Don't want them. The world's ending anyway, so we need to be able to run, you know, when the apocalypse is here.
And also, you don't want to leave the world for anything that you create.
Yeah, that as well.
That's it. I feel bad. Like, I feel like we're in a bit of a tipping point in the world where if you go, well, we might die, and you might see the world blow up after us. So,
you know what I feel though? If I say that to my granddad, he'll be like, "Fuck off." Like, if I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to procreate because of the world I'm leaving." Like, could you imagine? My granddad would be like, "No."
Yeah.
What do old people know though? They don't know what the world is now. It's a different world.
Yeah.
You don't get it.
It is a different world.
To be fair, I was supposed to be going the tip after this, and my granddad's taking it for me. So they know a bit.
Yeah.
You're a great guy.
He knows the way to the tip. That's right.
He fucking loves the tip, honest to God. Send Big Bobby there, he loves it.
That's right, shout out Big Bobby on the tip runs.
I honestly, I love him. I haven't even changed anyone's names. I'm obsessed.
Right, so what we're going to do, I think we're going to wrap this one up, and then we're going to do a little Patreon extra. Where Amy gives you a little tarot reading, and we really delve deep into you.
Love, okay. Cute.
We'll put a spin on it though, Carl. It's not all this hocus pocus. But yeah,
thanks for watching.
Nice one for coming on, Alex. Do you want to plug anything? Your podcast, social media, gigs?
Yeah, the podcast is on all the places that you find your podcast. It's like neuroscience
cis.
Yeah, hypoth-cis. And yeah, my mate's a neuroscientist. We look at everything from I'm the straight man, ironically.
You're the thick one. Let's just say that. Yeah.
And that's it really. And cool. Then I'm gigging basically.
What's your social media? Just Alex Stringer, is it?
Alex Stringer 5 on Twitter and Insta, just to keep it chill. And I'm Alex Stringer comedian on Facebook, but I don't really use it because it's embarrassing.
Full of dars, isn't it?
Yeah, proper.
Yeah, cool. Nice one, everyone, for watching.
Thanks, Carl.
I'm putting a gig on soon, so keep an eye out for that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nice one. See you all next week.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. That's right.